A lot of like Asian characters, they play like the sidekick or a funny character role, and I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, it's very rare that a Chinese person was a leading star,
exactly,
and also a villain at the same time.
Exactly, and
it's like, wait, what?
Well, and I get the girl.
Yeah, well, I was reading the script last night, and there was a lot more of you and Katana.
Yeah.
A lot more of you and Katana. So what happened with the lot more? You just got Paul. What did you do?
Did we do it? I think the relationship was there.
Yeah, I mean it's there, but you don't kiss until the beginning of the second movie.
No.
Okay. So Paul, I've always wondered.
And look what happened to that movie.
Well, I'm gonna have one question for Annihilation at the end. That was awesome. So it was weird. I went to a poster shop today and I bought a 27 by 40 original poster, and they had two options. And one of them actually said on the bottom, Spring 1995. The movie came out in August 1995, and I'm obviously a filmmaker and not supposed to go to what they call test screenings, but I still do and get away with it. And I was wondering, the movie got pushed back a couple times. You did a couple test screenings, but there's a lot of rumors online about like the reptile stuff was added or not added, or reptile was there, or and there's stuff in the script. I'm just wondering, when this movie tested, obviously you got a new ending from it because now we have a cliffhanger ending leading into the disaster that we just talked about. But what happened with the whole pushing back of dates? Was that because of reshoots or anything like that?
We originally, when the movie was budgeted, it was a $21 million movie, which is kind of like nothing compared to kind of Hollywood budgets now. And actually it wasn't that big for a lot of movies back then, but I mean for me it was a lot. The movie I'd done beforehand, it cost like $2 million. But I would say about 4 weeks before we started shooting, the budget got cut down to 18, so I had to take $3 million worth of stuff out of the movie. And what we did was we removed a couple of fights, because that's the only way we could kind of cut the budget.
One was with Jade, right?
And I don't remember exactly, we went through and we filtered quite a bit. It was all kind of action stuff. Because the story was the story, so the only thing we could compress was the action stuff. And we shot the movie, we tested the movie, and the movie tested well, but the audience really wanted more action. So we went back and we basically shot all of the things that we'd taken out of the script to save the $3 million. Only afterwards it cost more than $3 million because we had to go. It wasn't reshooting things, it was kind of like, it was additional photography, and it was really things that, in my opinion, should have been in the movie from the very start. And then that was the version of the movie that we released.
Is there anything that's been shot that, we have like a bare bones DVD. We don't have like behind the scenes. You guys haven't done a commentary for it. There's a lot of stuff. It's weird for a movie to not have one deleted scene. Is there anything that's actually been shot and that's lost? Annihilation has a whole bunch of stuff that's been lost. It's like, wow. But did the first one have anything that you shot that we still haven't seen yet?
Apart from lots of Robin and Talisa kissing.
Yeah, that actually does exist. No.
In my house.
He's not here tonight. He really wanted to be here. He tweeted me yesterday. Lyndon Ashby, our Johnny Cage. He tweeted me. I tweeted like, "Thank you for trying to come, man." And he said, "I so wanted to be there" in all capital letters. So, but talk about kind of casting him. Johnny Cage is one of my favorites of all the games. So, how was Lyndon working with Lyndon?
Oh, Lyndon was fantastic to work with. He's an actor. So every time he would do a scene, he would prep himself. And I just came from Hong Kong, and we just go and do it. Right? He would just do the scene. We just get into the scene and do it. But he needs to prep it. So I always kind of watch Lyndon and say, do you really need to run around? Like, get yourself warmed up? Can you just act?
Yeah.
But, so that's why we still stay friends, because he has a really excellent sense of humor. And then he said, I said, okay, all right, so you do what you have to do. But no, I really like Lyndon a lot. He's just like so such a cool guy.
Yeah, Yeah, Lyndon really did want to be here. In Johnny Cage fashion, he's actually surfing in Hawaii right now, which is why he can't be here. And Lyndon was, I remember talking to him on the first day when he met the rest of the cast, first day of rehearsals, and he came over to me and he was really angry because he was like, Paul, you know, I thought when I took this role I'm going to be the one who really pops on screen. Because I read the script and it's just me and a bunch of girls and some Asian dudes. And he said, and you cast Bridget Wilson, she's giant, she's fantastic, really tall girl, and the tallest Asian man I've ever met in my entire life. So he's got a great sense of humor.
No, fantastic. I mean, he is Johnny Cage, no doubt.
Yeah,
I think he
forget Casper Van Dien. No.
Yeah, no. Lyndon is Johnny Cash. I mean, not Johnny Cash. Johnny Cage.
He has a very young son right now. He's not used to staying up this late. Normally Robin goes to sleep at 8 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah, what are you guys doing up?
Yeah, this is early. We all woke up at 8 p.m. And then really quick, with Sonya, there's rumors also online. I actually know Cameron Diaz was up for the role at one point. I'm glad you didn't do that. Sorry. But there was also like Sharon Stone. Is that true?
No.
Okay, good. See, debunked rumors, exclusive. So, with this film, you know, you guys seem incredibly still connected 20 years later.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first got a hold, by the way, please give it up to Paul's assistant, Sarah. She's the one I emailed this long story. Like, please let this happen. Please get a hold of Paul. And she emailed me back the next day. It was amazing. And Sarah, you rock. But the thing is I find out that you and Robin and Lyndon are all still kind of this little trio 20 years later. How often do you actually see each other? Or, you know, do you guys go out for beers or like what, you know, or do you just have dinner?
We see each other pretty often. You know, so again, I think it shows in the movies that the chemistry between the director and the actors, we're tight, like we're really close, we're just having fun, and that's why the movie was fun. You know, because we were like in a kid and candy store, like we're like doing all this stuff. This was our first big American movie, and we're just all happy to be there, so we just can't wait to do the things, you know, for the film.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, it was everyone was just super excited to be making the movie. Everyone's super excited about the subject matter the movie was based on. I mean, it was a really fun film to make, and we do. That's what Lyndon and Robin and I do, is drink beer together. I once said to Robin, we're like, let's go work out together. He's like, I work out all the time. Let's drink beer. And that's what we've done ever since.
And then before we toss it to the audience for a couple questions, I have to know, it's always been on my mind, what exactly happened between Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Annihilation that you said, like, were you ever asked to come back and then you saw something and were like, no, I can't be a part of it? You were doing Event Horizon and Soldier, like, pretty back to back, but why is it, were you ever a part of Annihilation or just stay away?
No, I was never a part of the second movie. In fact, Robin and I were both in London at the same time. I was shooting Event while he was shooting the sequel to Mortal. And, you know, I was super happy with Mortal Kombat. I mean, why wouldn't I be? It was like my first American movie. It was a #1 movie.
3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, back in the day when you could do that. So I was super happy with it. And I'd made a PG-13 movie, but I wanted to do something a lot darker than that, which is why I went and did Event Horizon. So I wanted to do something different. So I was never really a part of the second film.
Does anyone have any questions? Raise your hand. Yes, right there.
Okay, so I have a question for you. If the audience, the people playing, the kids playing the game, if they're already used to like this spine ripping, head chopping, all that stuff, why can't you put some of that stuff on?
I feel like I asked that question.
I'm not saying like if you already demagnetized, why would you like take it over like? I know, but we're already used to all that.
Yeah, so
Because they wanted teenagers to go see it.
there's rules.
Our parents are still doing this.
Yeah, I mean, the difference between a PG-13 and an R-rated movie, apart from the fact that, young kids aren't allowed to go in and see it by themselves, is with R-rated movies, you can only advertise them later at night on television. There are certain cinemas that won't play R-rated movies. I mean, you limit the potential audience you can have. Obviously, there are some huge R-rated movies, but Mortal Kombat was a movie aimed at a younger audience, and we felt to kind of get that audience. And let me tell you, I mean, they were into the action. I mean, Mortal Kombat is a pretty violent movie. It's a pretty damn loud movie. I went to go see it when it opened at Universal. Oh yeah, we had the premiere at Men's Chinese. And, you really felt like people's ears were going to bleed. It was so loud.
I actually meant to ask that, actually, about the music. I mean, I think most people will agree that, like, half of what this movie is the music. Which you guys better scream during that title sequence. You're going to go freaking nuts. But were you a part of the music process, too? It's the best soundtrack ever made.
I pretty much chose every track that is in the movie, because I was from Europe, and techno music was huge in Europe at the time. It wasn't very big in America. It became big kind of afterwards, and it was an odd choice because we got a lot of resistance because people said techno doesn't really work in America. And the upside was that we got the soundtrack very cheaply because no one really wanted to use a lot of these acts. But also I thought it gave the movie huge energy, and the soundtrack album actually went platinum, which is fantastic. So I have like on my wall a platinum album, which is fantastic. I didn't get a cent for it, but I have it on my wall.
Yeah, you were right here in the... Yeah.
Hey Paul, my name's Lauren. I'm going to AFI right now to be a director. Would you have any advice? Because I kind of want to make movies like you make, fun action films.